All right. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Today's Wisdom Wednesday. I am starting it a little bit early today because I need to drive across town. But today's Wisdom Wednesday is all about dots. And how many dots do you guys have? So, those of you who don't know me, my name is Kristen Gear. I am the area director for the Northeast Valley for BNI Arizona. And every single week at 3 o'clock on this Facebook page, we do a little education moment. And these education moments do count as one CEU, so one chapter education unit. So make sure that if you are watching this, make sure to log that CEU after you watch this video. So, one of the great resources that BNI has for education is BNI University. How many of you have been on BNI University? I hope all of you have. One of the great courses that is on BNI University is from our director, Tim Roberts. And he is the national director for BNI for the US. And he did an amazing video on, it's called Growth is Not the Goal. And I want to explain all of that to you guys today and talk about the DOTS program that we have that a lot of chapters are using right now, and I'm sure that you've probably seen it. So I've switched the video, so if you are commenting on the Facebook Live right now, I can't see the comments, so if you have any questions, I will answer them after the video is done. But I wanted to make sure that you guys could read all of the documentation that I'm showing you today, okay? So how many of you have seen this dot sheet right here? So the DOTS program, it's all about the contact spheres. And what are contact spheres? So contact spheres are businesses that have the similar target market from each other. So it's different than power teams. I know a lot of our chapters do have power teams, so I've had the question asked a lot, like, hey, we already have power teams and these categories are different than what our power teams are, and that is okay, guys. They're two separate things. But one of the great things about the contact sphere and the DOTS program is to actually use this and utilize this to grow your chapter. But the key thing is here, just like Tim Roberts said, growth is not the goal though, guys. So I know that a lot of chapters have a goal for number of members in a chapter. Let's make sure that we're not focusing just on that number, but instead, let's focus on how balanced we are in these contact spheres. So that way we create equal opportunity for success for all members across the board. So after this video, I'm going to upload this document to BNI on this Facebook page, and also this document. So this document here is a blank dot sheet. So my challenge for you guys watching right now is to take this blank dot sheet and fill out where your categories are for your specific chapter and see where you guys are. See how balanced your chapter is. What you'll find is a lot of our chapters are really big on the home services team. A lot of them have a lot of the financial services and business services, but the event services is usually the smallest category out of all 5. And so what we're doing is utilizing this program so we can balance out all of the categories. So if you're a chapter that has a really strong home and service team, a really strong financial team, what we're doing, especially for the open business days coming up, is focusing on the categories that are the smallest in the chapter. So I don't know if you've noticed lately, but a lot of the chapters are focusing on the events team right now because that's the smallest team in a lot of the chapters. So focusing on the smallest teams, that way we can help build those teams up so we can create more referral partners for the members in those areas. Because what do you think happens, guys, when you have one member on the events team and they're up for renewal? Are they going to really be positive about wanting to renew when they have no one else to as a referral partner in their contact sphere in the chapter? So let's focus on balancing out the chapter, right? So we want to make sure each of these areas is balanced. a lot of our leadership teams are focusing on the smaller areas for each of their open business days as a strategy to help the members that are already in that category build those contact spheres. It's not that we don't care about the home services team and that we don't care about these other teams, is we really want to strategize on creating more referral opportunities for every member. We want to create that equal opportunity for all the members across the board. So that's why we're focusing on each individual contact sphere for our open business days. How awesome is that, right guys? So, and I want you to post in the comments after you do this. So when you're filling out this sheet, comment on where you see your chapter at. Do you see any trends in your chapter? Are there particular categories that have a ton more members than others, and maybe why is that? So let's focus on creating balance in the chapter. Let's create that equal opportunity for all members across the board. I know a lot of chapters talk about their seat value and how much thank you for closed business comes into the chapter. So let's create that seat value for every member across the board. Let's create that equal opportunity, create more referrals, more relationships across the board, because when a chapter focuses on, hey, we're just going to be a 35 member chapter, right? And 35 members, that's a great chapter size. But what happens is when you focus on the number, but you don't focus on what particular categories combine in that number, that's where we're seeing some room for improvement, right guys? So let's see how balanced we can get our chapter. The goal for this year is to create balance across the board, create balance in each of these different categories. So and this sheet here that has all the categories filled in, these are going to be the top categories for BNI Arizona. So this will kind of give you an idea. So if you're short in some of these categories, it'll give you an idea of some of the top categories for BNI Arizona that you can search for to invite to your chapter for that next open business day or to your next meeting. Because every meeting is a visitor's day, right guys? Visitors are welcome anytime. So let's create balance this year. My challenge to you guys, fill out this blank one for your chapter, see how balanced you guys are, so that way you can help your chapter create balance across the board and focus on those contact spheres that maybe need some help and need some more referral partners. Because we want to make sure that those members that are in the categories that maybe only have a few members in that contact sphere, we want to make sure that they know that we care, that we're finding them some referral partners too. So it's not just all about our particular contact sphere. We want to help every member across the board and create balance in the chapter, because then it will create even more success across the board when you have a balanced chapter in all 5 of these categories. And if your chapter is balanced in all these categories, post below. Let us know what chapter is already balanced, so that way share some tips. How did you get balanced? And also make sure that you check out that BNI Arizona calendar. We have all of our open business days coming up on the BNI Arizona calendar. If you check the calendar and you see that your chapter's event isn't listed, make sure that you email our office, Maria, at office@bniarizona.com, and give her the details of date and location and all that good stuff, so that way we can add your event onto the calendar too, so we can get more visitors for you guys too. If you have any questions, please let me know. Comment below on how your chapter is doing, and I will talk to you guys next week. Have a great day.